Hello from the Crystal Coast. This is Pastor Kevin, and it's Wednesday, March the 25th. I wanted to just share a few words of encouragement with you today from 2 Chronicles chapter 30. It's the record of King Hezekiah really cleaning things up in the temple, reinstituting worship, celebrating Passover, which was a reminder of what God did when he brought his people out of the captivity of Egypt. And so in chapter 30, verse 9, Hezekiah says this: "The Lord your God is gracious and merciful, and will not turn away his face from you if you return to him." And then he goes on to acknowledge that the hand of God was also on Judah to give them one heart to do what the king and the princes commanded by the word of the Lord. And so people are responding to this invitation to come to this worship gathering. But he recognizes that there's got to be some adjustments. And so later on in the chapter, he talks about how that the Levites are having to slaughter the Passover lamb for everyone who is not clean to consecrate it for the Lord. For a majority of the people, many of them from Ephraim, Manasseh, Issachar, Zebulun, had not cleansed themselves, yet they ate the Passover otherwise than is prescribed. And so Hezekiah prays to the Lord for the people. God hears him. He pardons them. It says, the people of Israel who were present at Jerusalem kept the feast of unleavened bread 7 days with great gladness. And the Levites and the priests praised the Lord day by day, singing with all their might to the Lord. And so just a couple of observations from this passage in 2 Chronicles chapter 30. And the first one is this: that our God is faithful. He's a gracious and merciful God, and he's faithful in his dealing with us. The second observation is equally important, that we need to be, as his people, we need to be faithful. And here's the wonderful truth: we actually can be faithful because of what he has done for us and is doing for us through his indwelling presence, the life of Jesus in the person of the Holy Spirit. The third observation is this: that when they got together, they recognized that adjustments in worship were going to be necessary, and quite honestly, they were acceptable. And so that's probably the season that we're in right now. I want to invite you to join me today in praying that we will fix our hearts and our minds on the faithfulness of God, that we will live by faith, and that we'll demonstrate the very faithfulness of the life of Jesus in our lives. And then that we'll continue to be open to the adjustments that these uncertain days require of us. And so I would invite you to join me in praying that together today. I want to encourage you to let's keep being the church. Make a simple thing. Make one phone call a day to check on somebody. Maybe it's somebody in your life group or your small group, or somebody that's on your ministry team that you serve together with, that you haven't been able to do that for some time now. Or maybe just someone that you know needs a little encouragement. And so again, let me just close by saying I want to thank you for the way that you keep loving our community like never before.